Yeah, what's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. And, Hump Day Wednesday, you know how it is. So we about to, y'all see the title. Somebody have a quick conversation about something that is often brought up. And one of the reasons, a lot of people are really trying to wonder, why is it that the April Mason situation really touched on the nerve with black men in particular, especially in this space. You gotta realize there's a lot of motherfuckers don't know who April Mason is. There's a lot of motherfuckers that don't really. They came to YouTube new. They're newer. They're younger. So some of them still maybe newer in the game, but as far as listening to his content, or they're younger in age, kind of going into seeing this content with YouTube. People forget that. I mean, you forget. You got people that are like 21, 22, 23 years old. They were like 20 and 19. They were younger. People forget that. And it really, yeah, she lied, but she ain't done shit that like other women in more in this space have not done worse. That they have like so much worse. And you all know I don't need to go through the list of that shit. What's up, Dollar Washington? But I think one of the reasons it touched such a nerve, people would say, oh, well, she was one of the good ones and people promoted her. Like I said, man, I'm always going to promote somebody that's in that I think is in the right direction. I'm never telling nobody. And first of all, when people talk about building somebody's legend or shit like that, this is shit that people are saying when they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, like in particular situations. These are older situations. This stuff goes a lot older. And they really don't know. A lot of these people are already built. Just because you don't see them don't mean that they're not built, because the lens that some people see, quote unquote, the manosphere, is not the only angle or lens to see it through. But motherfuckers, it's kind of like motherfuckers that they think their world is their city. And when they step out of that, everything, no, it's not that everything is foreign. It's that you ain't been nowhere and you don't know it. It's really that as much as people, as much as niggas in the hood sometimes like to act like they know everything because they know their own fucking street name. The world's bigger than that. Hell, the damn state's bigger than that. So with that being said, the thing that touched the nerve was there's this contingent. There's just what I call it the mainstream kind of black situation where motherfuckers, they just go on autopilot. Nothing ever gets challenged. They never have to really account for anything. Nobody wants to really piss nobody off by saying, like, black people love to talk about how real they are, but to be honest with you, black people are some of the fakest motherfuckers out here. Let's just say that real talk. Black people, whenever you get in some real shit, black people lose their fucking minds. They don't like to hear it. And that's mainly because a lot of our women don't like to hear it. I mean, yeah, dudes don't like to hear it too, but it's because we have a zeitgeist of a woman as a group that, motherfuckers are overly emotional. And anything that's the truth, it's never said, is this correct or is this not correct? Black people immediately go into some but not all. That's not true for everybody. That's not me. That's not in my circle. It's just everything to push back what they would call negative feelings, negative vibes. Kind of like what a child would do. It really just shows the lack of growth, the lack of uncoachability. Just because you can read a whole bunch of shit and get and pass a test doesn't mean you're coachable. Like, let's be honest. And within that contingent, I'm not gonna name a whole bunch of names, and I'm not trying to bring issues on to them. But there are, you've heard me mention some of these people before, but there are like the mainstream folks, when they come into this, maybe they're on Facebook more than YouTube. And Facebook's kind of a different platform now because it's much more quicker to knock your account out. So you got people that are in these, I said it before, they're in these bubbles. This mainstream bubble that like nobody has never really told them this is what the situation really is, unfiltered. Cut the, it's a beautiful day in the black neighborhood bullshit. This is really the level of resentment that black women have for black men. And there's been women that's written this. The Diary of Understanding the Black Man, or the journal, or the book, Shahrazad Ali. So there's been women that's really said this, and there's women that's come along and said this is a direct threat to black women. You know, the resentment that black women have for black men, because eventually black men are just gonna check the fuck out. And when they check the fuck out, it's really not gonna be. I remember Sister Soldier said this. It's really nothing y'all gonna be able to do to check them back in, because the length of time it's really gonna take to get black men back on the platform is some shit that women are just not gonna be willing to do. Because when you look at things generationally, nobody's going to sacrifice a generation. Not in this American context. Nobody's going to sacrifice a generation just to fix some shit. Black men are not going to sacrifice a generation to quote unquote try to earn black women's resentment, and black women are not going to sacrifice a generation where they have to actually stand in their role. Nobody's doing that. They're not, because the situation, number one, is not that serious to people, because people are not under direct mortal threat. But my point is, you have these people that they like to talk about black love. They like to talk about things in the fucking abstract. And that's really what I'm going to talk about today. I said in the title, and I mean what I said, black love is really a myth. What a lot of black women call black love is really I'm sexually attracted to black men, so I wish black men would do what I say. It's no different than it really is. It's no different than a swirler, operating on their baseline sexual attraction based on their programming, subconscious programming of interracial dating. They try to justify it with the same type of logic. When women talk about love, they talk about it in the form of how it makes them feel, not really what they do or what is really done. There's women, and I'm going to say it just like this, and people get mad. This shit is rated above 18. There's women that are broken, that they don't know. They don't feel love unless a dude smacks them across their fucking face. This is why a lot of these women, I remember Ruby was talking, Ruby said, when man says they want to handle me, that means they want to handle my issues. And when I not lash out at the man, but like a lot, they are comfortable with me expressing my emotions as a woman, even if that may go a little bit off the rails at times. Ruby's cool, and Ruby's from Canada, but in America, that's a white woman's definition of handle me. And I'm not saying that to say she's white or anything like that, but what I'm saying is culturally, that's a white woman's interpretation. If I ask white women that's something a white woman in America would say. That's not what black women mean. Because black women, quite frankly, don't even see that as love. They see that as just, black men are just supposed to, they don't even think that's even on the menu as far as even asking for. It's like protection. They believe that's just alien, that's a right. That's not what they're looking for. I'm not saying they're looking for somebody to beat their ass, but what they're looking for is not that. They're looking, really a lot of that edge shit means that as a man, can you project a type of hyper masculinity? You got to remember, it's just like if you deal with females, let's say you deal with females that, let's say they had a whole bunch of kids, right? And they're, let's say you deal with a woman, they like to say she's an ace of spades or a queen of spades, and dude's got to have just the biggest, dick or whatever. That's two things. It could be she's a queen of spades. It could also be that her pussy was blown the fuck out because she'd had so many kids, and that's the only real way she knows how to, get the sexual attraction. People don't ever think about that part. And it's kind of the same thing with this. The reason why white men don't have to operate that way is because the white ice is colder, and it just has to do with the white man is seen as the dominant, and because it's the myth of white womanhood, a lot of black women give white men a pass for that. And it has nothing to do with white men. It has everything to do with how they feel about the society, where they want to be accepted in society, and only white men can truly knight their femininity in their eyes. It's actually a form of being broken. But people don't really recognize it as that, but it is what it is. But other than that, when it comes to the black man is objectified. So when they say black love, it's really how they make them feel. If you're a man that's not making these women sexually attracted, which is amazing how culturally a lot of black men don't have this problem with other women like that. And that's why in the black community, when motherfuckers always try to charge it to game, and they always try to charge it, it's not cultural compatibility is not incompatibility is not game. That's not game. It's really not. That's like saying I'm light skinned and somebody and a woman is colorist as fuck, so she wants pretty babies, and because she likes me, that's game. That's not game. And we got as a people got to stop confusing that shit. A lot of that shit has to do with cultural compatibility, even within in the race. And a lot of motherfuckers are not culturally compatible with others because of how these women are programmed. It's really that simple. Because this idea that if you can't get, like, even shout out to Glennon. And even Glennon Cameron believes in game, but Glennon Cameron also believes you have to date black women differently you date all other women, if that's what you really want to do. And he prefers really not to do it because the juice is not worth the squeeze. It's really that simple. And a lot of people will see, well, you know, game means something. It's not. Game either is or is not. It depends on the situation. But my point to bringing that to black love is women use black love as this thing that they don't have to explain. It just is. It's kind of like that dude, and shout out to BGS's video that he responded to the dude that April tried to put up. It's really this thing where it just is. You shouldn't have to explain it. And nothing is just is. Whenever somebody is trying to say something just is, they're really telling you they can't explain it. They're really telling you emotionally, I shouldn't have to. But really I can't. Because if you can't, you just do it. And then see if the person gets it or not. But when you hear black men say that there is no black community, part of love is of a community. And I would really ask black women to really, like, there's a reason you've never heard black women define black love. There's a reason why black women never really, they just use the phraseology, but they never really go into detail of what it means to them and shit. Because it's bullshit. O'Shea said, you know, he was responding to Chrissy, and he said that he was responding to why Chrissy is not pro-black and saying you were never pro-black. You looked at being pro-black was something as a mechanism for something that you could get from it. And when you realized you couldn't do that, then you dropped it off like anybody that's fake as fuck would drop anything off. You never notice I've never said that I'm not pro-black. I say I'm an economic pro-black, but I've never said I'm not pro-black, regardless of what a lot of these dudes will say, oh, pro-blacks is pro-black. You've heard me say that too, but I'm talking about a certain contingent upon that. Because I think a lot of motherfuckers are like Chrissy, where they're fake. They're fake pro-blacks. They like to say they are, or they'll say they are. Most women at the end of the day are pro-black women. They're like white men. If they say they're pro the American flag, if the American flag is not for white supremacy, then fuck the American flag. They're the first ones to usually say fuck the American. Black women is the same way when it comes to being pro-black. If it's not pro-black woman, they don't believe in we, they believe in me. And I don't give a fuck. There are exceptions to this rule, but they are exceptions. They are not the rule. And it's variability with degrees to how fucked up they are with that, but it is what it is. And you see it in actions every day. When it really counts. I don't see this in my real life. We don't talk about these things in real life either. I doubt you all have these conversations in real life. So ask somebody and then really dig into it, and then it'll come out. But they use these things like, pro-black and black love really is a mechanism to manipulate, because they don't want to really deal with the devils in the details. They don't really want to deal with the details of things. So what happens is you don't have a community. You just have a whole bunch of motherfuckers in the same situation. And you see this even in the bourgeoisie. You see this in different sectors. Look at when somebody falls out of the bourgeoisie, you don't see a sense of community. You don't see these motherfuckers rallying against quote unquote white folks against certain things to defend somebody. Not really. You see people throwing people under the bus. This should be the first motherfuckers that they come at. Why? Because there's no community. It's just a whole bunch of mercenaries. There is no honor amongst thieves. That's kind of where I'm really getting at. And you see that amongst black men and black men. You see that amongst black women and black women. And you damn sure see that amongst each other. And because this is negative, people get like children. This is really, I'm going to keep it real with you. Emotional intelligence is a form of intelligence. And if you're somebody, that is a sign of lack of intelligence when you just can't absorb a concept without getting emotional. It's one thing to have your reaction, I get that, but it's another thing to where anybody brings something up, you just automatically get into this emotional state. That's really a form of lack of intelligence. I'm just going to say it just like that. Women have a little bit more of a rope to do that, but, real talk, when people challenge some of these things and they put them on the floor and people just lose their shit, like, I can't believe you said that, or blah, 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 you must hate this or hate that. That's literally the brain going subjective because you've established you walk somewhere they can't go, psychologically. This is why when black people always talk about, why are you being so divisive? Why? These things, when you actually tell them to calm the fuck down, and what the fuck are you really talking about? Why are you being divisive? As opposed to being united and being, a slave master could say the same thing about a slave not wanting to be a slave no more. Why are you being divisive? But whenever it's somebody, it's in their best interest to do something, you notice that shit never comes up. So when you look at black love, when you look at like people that say that, ask them. Next time somebody brings that up, ask them, what do you mean by black love? What exactly are you talking about? And I think of BGS's video, first video, he really did responding to April Mason. And he basically laid it out. And I've heard Professor Black Truth say similar shit every once in a while. And there's one video I wish I had. It's a 20-minute video where he laid it out just as good as BGS did. It was a video called Black Women, You're Fired. And he did it when Donald Trump first got elected. And he was talking about kind of a lot of the stuff that happened. And this is somebody that is pro-black, unapologetically so. And when it comes, and he laid it the fuck out. It's not, and he was like, ladies, and he let them know, you're not going to like what the fuck I'm going to say, but it has to be said. And he laid it all just like BGS did. And that's the reality, not this matrix you want to call black love. The reality of it is what it is. Now, why am I on that shit? I'm on that shit because if you really believe the black community can be better, then what you want to get these things addressed so they can move past. You can't do that unless you're really having the real conversations. Fuck this is half your fault, it's half my fault bullshit. Fuck that, oh, well, let's just get past it. No. Logically, these things will have to be addressed. And if they're not going to be addressed, they will just sit. And it'll be just like a fucking judgment, on somebody's credit. It ain't going nowhere. In fact, it's going to get worse. History repeats itself because history goes in cycles. And if things weren't addressed, things get worse. This is why we're in the situation where a lot of these Z's are coming out the gate dating non-black women. They don't give a fuck about the shaming because they see they really have been baked in a cake where there is no community anyway, so why did I need to be loyal to anything? They're loyal to the people that are loyal to them. And all this shit that's being taught, these people are not even they're not even giving a counter, conversation. They're just saying, whatever, bitch. Like what Ice Cube did. That's all they're doing. They don't care if they even hear it. And a lot of people don't understand that because, again, they're in their own little bubbles. But no, black love is a myth because black community is a myth. Because outside of your sexual attraction to black men, do you even like black men? That's really that's really, at the end of the day, what it is. Like, do you even respect black men outside of black men you want to fuck? You can tell a lot about any woman about how she feels about a group of men by how she treats the men that she's not sexually attracted to. Because everybody ain't sexually attracted to everybody. Now, if you look at how black men treat black women that are bigger or black women that they're not sexually attracted to overall, we're talking about outside. We're just talking about as human beings. You see. Now, if you look at how black women do, you see. And we all know what that is. Why do you think, and if what I was saying was true, you wouldn't even need femininity coaches, which are mainly black women. The rise of femininity coaches to get your bad coaches. That's a market because it's pervasive. It wouldn't be a market if it was some but not all bullshit. Let's cut the bullshit. And that's another thing. When people try to say, oh, well, what about you? You always talk about women. You always this. No, get off that bullshit. What am I saying that's incorrect? Because if I'm incorrect, correct me. No, it's not, it's not about what you're saying is incorrect. It's just you talking about it. Oh, okay. So you really have no answer. You just doing the same basic niggified bitch bullshit of just deny, which is a sign of low intelligence. If you can't counter it, shut the fuck up. If you can't counter it without yelling, shut the fuck up. Because you don't have logic. And there's a couple of people that try to do this. Well, why do you care? Why are you doing this? I care because I'm trying to get this shit to get better. In case motherfuckers have not noticed. Oh, that's funny. The guys in your office recognizes my voice. My bad, because I don't mean to cuss like that. I don't be expecting y'all to be playing my shit like that. But for real. It's, when people, and I'm just tired of the subjective, it means in non-defined, it means everything, so it means nothing crap. I really am. Because ain't nobody getting nowhere with it. Really, the standard operating procedures in our quote-unquote community or group is pretty much, it's going to be what it's going to be, and you do you and I do me. And then we'll see who wins in the end. Because the reality is, ain't nobody really trying to come together. When people talk that come together BS, that's just some pure emotional crap. Anybody that's ever sat there and negotiated a contract knows that it ain't no emotional this and that. You may have a couple of things that you absolutely need, but overall, it's the details. The details matter. And if you're not willing to discuss the details, and quite frankly, I don't even know what we're here for. Because quite frankly, you're not serious. And it's really that simple. No, not as a woman, you get to say the details don't matter, it just matters how I feel. No, then you need to get somebody to represent you that can actually translate your emotions to actual details. Because that's not what we're here for. So black love is not a clause. Well, why should I protect black women that I don't know? If I don't know you, I don't owe you. That's what Sidious said. Well, because of black love. Okay, what the fuck does that mean? Because black love don't stop y'all from saying niggas ain't shit. Black love don't stop y'all from saying I'm a strong, independent woman. Black love don't stop y'all from lying. Black love don't stop y'all from getting on these TV shows every time somebody gives you a fucking microphone and you all got to suck on it by saying black men ain't shit to the mainstream media all the time when you know ain't nobody gonna be able to say shit back. Like all these things that black love is supposed that quote unquote could do that y'all don't do. Black love only comes into play where you want compliance. I want a husband now that I've been ran through. Well, black love. I'm north of 40 and I need to find a way to get a golden parachute because I fucked up. I'm like a running back that basically fucked around and I want to now run some routes for food like some of the NFL players do because I want to get back in the league. Black love. Black love is this universal kind of positive bullshit olive branch. It's literally snake oil. And shout out to Cocaine for defending Game Changer against Jessica. I'm not gonna act like, I give her a lot, even though I understood what Jessica was trying to say. And real talk, Game Changer was on some other shit. A Game Changer gets these ideas and he circles them and he holds on to them. Whatever. I would have loved to see Cocaine, but I give her credit for that. I give her credit for the gesture because that does matter. That really does matter. And I'm not going to act like, oh, I didn't see that shit or whatever. I give her a lot of credit for that. Most black women wouldn't have did that, though. And the black women that do these things tend to not have a problem. That's one thing I want y'all to understand, too. The reason why I can go as hard as I go is because the sisters that don't do this shit don't tend to have the issue at all. Look, they ain't on this, this commercialized bullshit. But they tend to not have these problems with black men like that. Not to the extent that other black women like to have. Because they don't have that kind of level of resentment. That resentment is really what creates a lot of that reality, because they feed into it and it feeds into itself. So, I mean, I'm very, when I hear people talk about black love, it annoys me very much. It really does. Because if you actually, it's not about challenging black love, but it's just a sign of, I don't want to really have a conversation. I want to use the white man to try to bring people together by basically saying the white man, you don't really want to address anything. And I'm going to be fair, some of these women actually got in my head, they will call black women out on some bullshit. They will, for their own good. Because that's all this really is for their own good, whether they want to absorb it like that or not. But, and I'm not saying they have to be, Sub-Zero talked about this, how I'm not saying you got to be hardcore about it. But the thing about giving the other side, they basically saying, well, a lot of these niggas, they just suck. Well, I mean, you can say that in reverse too. I mean, the thing about it is, if you go just charge it to women are just reacting to how men are, then as far as I'm concerned, the next thing I'm always going to say is, dude, hop. That's my answer to that. My answer is, you need to deal with who you're compatible with. Well, black love. No. Because if I'm telling you that these dudes are not losers, and you're saying, well, it's got to be that they're losers, then I'm going to say, let's prove it. Let's see if they have that problem somewhere else. Because if they're losers, they're going to have that issue with other women. Because women are the control group, right? Women are if it's really you are the control and you're not the variable, who you're dealing with is not the variable, and it's you're fucked up, then you'll find that out real quick. Because you'll find out women are giving the same general response to who you are. But if you find that that's not true, then the inevitable conclusion is either it's the other side, and it's just that you just are not going to be what they want you to be, or you just need to stay over there. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, when you look at sisters that hop the fence, you notice how they tend to recreate the same situation for the most part over there. Sure, there's like 4% or 3% that's not in that category. Most of them that do that, they tend to become baby mamas over there. They become, like Serena Williams was very close to being an unwed baby mother over there. Why? Because they're not the people they're dealing with is not the variable. They're the control. They're the consistent thing, and the outcomes are replicating itself maybe in different ways, inconsistent ways. And you notice how women always talk, because I remember Chrissy used to talk about black love every once in a while. They always talk about black love until they ready to try to throw out, oh, well, April used to talk about black love. Black love until it's time to say, baby, we should get a white man. As if anybody's stopping you from doing that. The only reason why you're still here is because for the most part, either you can't hop or you're sexually attracted to black men. And if black men really ain't shit and you still sexually attracted to them, then quite frankly, there's no leverage for them to even do anything anyway. Because the type of dudes you're attracted to have no leverage to do anything because they already got you. That's what it is. So when people use these concepts, it's game. You're not fooling nobody no more. That may have worked on the last generation, to a certain extent, the Xers, and then maybe the boomers, but that's not working on nobody no more. It's not. The stepdaddy market is dead for the most part, because that shit ain't working no more. It's just not. And it really doesn't. Here's the thing about these conversations. It doesn't matter whether people believe it or not. It just doesn't. Because if this shit wasn't real, then nobody would care. It's kind of like me saying there's a fire, there's a fire, there's a fire. Why are you saying there's a fire? Well, if there wasn't a fire, it wouldn't matter now, would it? And that's kind of like what it is with this situation. You can't argue the environment. You just can't. So it's not that people are, and this goes back when a lot of people will come up, this is this nigga shit, where people will say, oh, well, the only reason this exists because you keep speaking to it. No, because nobody would take this seriously if it wasn't out there. And when I say out there, I'm not talking about out there as far as somebody speaking it into existence. I'm talking about out there as far as in the environment. Like, we would still have stepfatherhood would still be a thing if what I'm saying, if what we were saying was not true. The problem is nobody wants to talk about it. So now that it's being talked about, people just don't want to hear it because they're not in a situation where they have to hear it. And by the time they get in a situation where they have to hear it, it's quite frankly going to be too late because at that point they're really looking for a bailout. And I don't do bailouts. And really, nobody wants to talk. Like, bro, I just did that video with Kamala Harris. You got people that is goofy. I can't believe y'all couldn't accept college. These are the same women, these same type of women. These 92s, they would have lost their fucking mind if a black man would have had the nerve to run and he married to a not even a chick that looked like Michelle. A Latin woman, let alone a white woman. They lost the same chicks would have lost them. Monique Presley, all of them would have lost their fucking minds. But they actually were bold enough to actually tell black men, fuck everything she did. You need to vote for her because she a black woman. Because they're in their fucking bubbles. They're in their fucking dream worlds. They are out of touch with reality. I know I'm in reality because I challenge my bullshit all the time. But yeah, black love, you know, I'm waiting for somebody to do a video, you know, that say what black love is. You know, there's always black love till they mad. Because if as soon as you get mad with somebody, the real you comes out, that's not black love. That's just a mask that y'all put on to create outcomes. And black men see that. Everybody, it's not even black men, everybody sees that. This is why black women get compartmentalized like they do, a big part of it. Because everybody sees it. They really have this belief that nobody sees who they are and what they're doing. They really believe that. And it's really, it's almost clinical how insane that really jokes is, and nobody knows about the shit they really do. It's really a joke. Because they really believe them motherfuckers are not seeing and observing how they act. And how they respond. Like white men, I'm all of that. It was amazing. Look at that shit reminded me of Charizard and the Vegator. It's amazing. These weirdos, it's amazing. But they keep on pushing it because they want it to be true so fucking bad. And it's the same mentality when it comes to really your sexual attraction. Somehow divorced from what femininity really should be. You're right, AM1. It is a dismissive device. The why do you care thing, when people say why do you care or you're just doing this is really code for I don't have nothing else to really say. So I'm gonna flip the table in order to make it loud. That's what I'm gonna just say it like that. That's what animals do. That's what animals do. It really is. When intelligence goes, that's what that does. And I'm gonna say it just like that. And you got to speak the same language, and they try to drill you in, and their job is to completely get away from what the point is because they can't address it. So anyway, what's up, man, tomorrow? No, but I hate that because motherfuckers, and then the type of dudes, and I'm going to say this and then one other thing and then I'm done. The funny thing about it is when you hear people say black love, usually they got motherfuckers around that it's always they got these yes men around them. These yes men around them. You know, it sound like some shit in the church. All y'all fucking single, but y'all want to talk about black love. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, it's just so obvious they don't want to have a real conversation. It really is. So anyway, I'm done with that. I will say this though. So I just saw the trailer of James Bond, and you know, you listen to some of these websites and some of these channels, these YouTube channels. You've heard me mention them before, and a lot of them are real quick to jump on the thing. And some of these movies need to be jumped the fuck on. Queen and Slim Harriet, but you know. We'll see if another trailer turns me off to it, but I'm probably going to see the 007 movie. I kind of see the angle they're trying to go at. I really do. I see what they're trying to do. I still think they should have put Idris Elba in there, but at the same time, I see what they're trying to do. I kind of see the storyline and what they're trying to do, and because you already know how it is. They want to put as many women in the 007 movies as possible because, it's because of that. And so far, what am I seeing? What, 3, 4? They got Naomi Harris in there. They got the woman from the last movie in there. That was like the daughter of one of the dudes. And then they got it's a like sound like this is kind of like the swan song of the last one. But I kind of see now that I see kind of the story and the context by what they're putting shit in. We'll see. And to be fair, the 007 movies are, this ain't no Harriet shit. That is a UK product, so that makes very much sense that they would use, UK, culture, whether it's like Jamaican/UK or whatnot. So that's a different situation. So we'll see if another trailer pisses me off. I'm curious what y'all think in the comment section. Well, Charlie's Angels bombed not because it was a female-led movie. Charlie's Angels bombed because nobody give a fuck about the women in that movie, including other women. This thing where we just gonna throw motherfuckers in there and think we're gonna just use feminism. What they don't understand is, by and large, women don't value shit that the overall society doesn't value, and that includes men. So if you're it's funny because if you're gonna make a movie like that to isolate men and then isolate men. And Suicide Squad might get fucked up too. I think if that movie does well, it's just because people fuck with Margot Robbie like that. But that you cannot make money saying, okay, we're gonna make this a feminist movie. You can make a movie where women are in the centerpiece and make her say this is gonna be a movie, it's gonna be good, and it's gonna have women in the centerpiece. Yes, and that can do good. Salt did good. I mean, I could name a whole bunch of movies like that. But saying that we're going to use feminism as a marketing tactic, that is so fucking stupid. Because these are not women that really give a fuck about seeing movies anyway like that. That makes absolutely no sense. Feminism as a marketing tactic. And Man of Tomorrow, I get what you're saying with that, but and I'm not defending shit, but this is what, when you look at, you got a dude that did Rhapsody, the dude that played Freddie Mercury. You've got obviously 007. The dude that, the way they're going about it, if you're gonna get billing of somebody like an Idris Elba, you got to do it kind of like you did it, okay, if you look at Fast and the Furious, the 5th one, because that was the one that The Rock got introduced. The Rock was introduced as a kind of antagonistic villain, kind of like a Darth Vader kind of character. So it's kind of like a heavyweight, like that thing. So you had to promote it that way. When you look at Hobbs and Shaw, what did you have? You had Hobbs and Shaw versus Idris Elba. To justify that billing, you have to make him the villain. So if you're just gonna add another 00 and say, okay, it's a dude, then unless the dude is going to be like a lead up to be a villain, it doesn't make sense, because somebody like Idris Elba is just going to suck up oxygen, especially in a Bond movie. He's gonna just suck up oxygen from the other male people. He's gonna suck up, if he's somebody that starts out as like the way they did Hobbs and Shaw, like, he's going to have to suck up a lot of screen time for that to make sense, just like Hobbs did. And if you got another villain, the way the movies are like really organized, because if you actually see the trailer, they got people from past movies in there. It doesn't work. And so what do? You do it more like how they did with I forget what her name was. Well, Halle Berry was one with the American angle, and there was another angle with The World Is Not Enough, where you had the other the scientist, she went on the real side, but you know what I'm saying. You gotta it just works better. And if they would have did a white woman, she just would have been another fucking white woman. They already got another white woman in there. They got a white woman in there that's gonna be kind of like with him. Then they got Naomi Harris is gonna be in there for a hot second, because she's in there with Q and all of that. So it's like, how are they gonna do it? Plus, you gotta understand the money, because they paid Daniel Craig a hell of a lot of money to come back. Like, they had to dump truck his ass, and even then he was really not one to come back, because I think they're gonna bring him back for 2 more movies. We'll see how the movie plays out, but seeing the concept of what they were trying to do, it is something they've done before. Now, not with the double O, because really, if you see the trailer, I'm gonna just tell you, the trailer is not that they've, because they didn't even say that she was a 007. I don't know if she is. They said she was a double O. They didn't say she was 007 because they want to act like they thought he was dead again because he ran away. It's not the first time they did that. And now it's like shit's changed, so they had to do other double O's and whatever. So we'll see. We'll see. Roastmaster, yeah, I can understand that, but nobody's watching Batwoman, and even the Gotham cities to set up a Batman. I mean, that was Fox's separate thing. What I'm interested in is they got this movie of Robert Pattinson. I don't know, maybe he'll wow me, but remember, Heath Ledger did Brokeback Mountain before he did Joker. Reggie Bush is an idiot. Reggie Bush is a dude that Reggie Bush and Dame Dash are cautionary tales for black men. Basically falling in love. There's one thing to date interracially and marry interracially, have interracial kids. There's another thing to fall in love with interracial dating and basically just want to like disabsorb yourself. I'm not saying people like that should be beat up, but what I am saying is you got to identify when you're dealing with somebody where they don't have a sense of self. It has nothing to do with the community, but when they're obviously playing for another team. To give you an example of what that looks like on a black and black situation, look at Dwayne Wade and take the race out of it because people get mad to, oh, you just talking shit about interracial. No, I'm not. Look at Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. Look at that shit. Look at what they're doing to their son. Those are two black people, two African Americans. Look at what's going on. It's clear that Dwayne Wade is culturally on the gay team. You can't deny that based on what he's doing and how he's acting, how he's responding to it. You just can't. It's clearly he's on that feminism team. This dude's got boys. He don't even got daughters. You heard what I always say about dudes that got daughters. This dude's got sons doing that shit. So that's what it is. Well, the thing about Reggie Bush is I knew it told me a lot about Reggie Bush when he got with Kim and he did what he did with Kim. Well, not anything bad. He got they broke up and then he got a bitch that looks just like him. It's very obvious that that dude has an actual extreme type. No, I'm not. That shit might wind up like a clutch. I'm not gonna act like I ain't gonna see it. I'm gonna see it, but I don't know if I'm gonna see it open. I'll probably see it open the weekend, but that's gonna be a clutch fuck. I already see that. I already see that. But anyway, I already see that. It's gonna be a clusterfuck. Very obvious it's gonna be a clusterfuck. But maybe he is. But I don't know. I don't really know enough to dig deep into that. I just know what I see. And that ain't no shit that's like, oh well, you don't know what's going on. When niggas got nails on their sons, that you could draw some conclusions from that. But yeah, man, like I mean, see the trailer's a fucking trailer. I ain't telling y'all to see the movie. See the trailer and y'all tell me what you think. But I think in context, now that I see it in context, you know, because number one, she ain't got that damn suit on. That's another thing too. She ain't got that damn suit on, looking like a fucking dude. But it is what it is. I would check it out. And like I said, the UK has a different culture than we have as far as the 007 thing. So a lot of like if they want to expand the lore, they can expand the lore. Who knows what they're gonna do when Daniel Craig is in his 50s. So who knows? I don't know. But I'm just saying, and I'm not sitting here trying to cape or anything like that. I'm just saying I saw the trailer, and now that I see it with context, it makes a lot more sense what they were trying to do than, reading some fucking headline clips talking about, oh shit, they trying to do this, they trying to do that. So check it out. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah. So with that said, Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you the way these trailers look. You want to talk about a trailer? The way these trailers look for Star Wars is retarded. It just looks like some shit they hobbled together, and they just want to get through it. And for somebody like Disney, you know. Anyway, that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.